guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am back and building for my save file, and this time it's a bar in Windenburg, and I am so excited to share this one with you guys. I think it turned out really cool. I had just so much fun with it. So originally there was a bar on this lot, and I actually tried to renovate it about a week or two ago, and it just was not working out. So I just figured this would be one that I should just bulldoze and build from scratch, and I'm so happy that I did. So I hope you guys do like it too, but of course let me know what you guys think. So I was looking at a lot of pictures on Pinterest, as I always do, and I was looking at pictures of different facades in Germany, and it looks so beautiful over there. I need to visit Germany some point in my life, so I hope this kind of resembles something that you may find over there. I'm not sure if it exactly does because I have never been there, but from what I was looking at on Pinterest, that's the look I was going for. But you guys can of course let me know if you are from Germany. That would be cool. So right now I'm just working on the roof line. I create a couple of dormer windows that poke out from the front, and then I also have these accent pieces that poke out from the second floor that I thought looked really nice. I don't end up keeping the ones on the front. I remove that and put a little balcony and then another balcony on the back of the build. And then I also do a turret feature, which I thought looked kind of cool and a little bit quirky. I only saw, I think, one reference photo that had something kind of like that, but I figured it was kind of a nice feature to add. And then that's where I put the bathroom. So there's only 2 bathrooms. I wanted to do like bathrooms with stalls since this is a community lot. I try to do that, that way there's lots of toilets and you don't have any issues with Sims using the bathroom. But this way there's 1 bathroom downstairs and then 1 upstairs, which isn't too bad, I don't think. But I did realize that right next to this lot there's a community bathroom, so if you do place this lot here, then you can just use that bathroom if the other ones are occupied. But I didn't think that would probably happen. But here I'm just picking out some windows for these little pieces that poke out that I'm not sure exactly what to call them, because I don't think you can call them dormers if they don't poke out of the roof. Probably not. But here I'm just sizing up these flower boxes and merging them in with these ones that came with Windenburg, and I thought they looked so pretty and so bright. I really liked the red against this Tudor wallpaper. I thought like the color contrast was just beautiful, so I was really happy with that effect. And then I ended up not keeping the ones on the top and just put these little false balconies, which I don't use that often, but I thought they looked really pretty here. And then here I'm just creating the first balcony, and then like I said, I put another one on the back. They're pretty small. I ended up just putting a couple tables out there. I kind of tried to decorate the exterior like it was a restaurant, so there's dining areas, but I figured this would be a good place to go for a date. You can get food when you visit a bar in The Sims. You can just order food right from the bar, so that's pretty nice. If you did want to turn this into a restaurant, I think it would be such a cool restaurant. There is a 3rd floor that I didn't furnish that you could probably put a staircase up to and then turn that into a kitchen, and I think that would work pretty well. But I decided to just do it as a bar, and I think it's gonna be such a fun place to visit like at Winterfest time in The Sims. I think it's just gonna be a really fun community lot to use, because I did play test it and I really enjoyed the little bit of play testing that I did, and I even visited it in the snow. I didn't take any screenshots for the video in the snow, but it did look really pretty. I'm hoping that they update the flowers. I know I've mentioned this so many times and it's probably kind of annoying by now, but it drives me crazy that the flower boxes don't change with the seasons. They just stay with these bright flowers the whole year. I don't know, it's probably not that big of a deal, but for whatever reason, it just drives me crazy. But I'll quit talking about it because like I said, I've mentioned it so many times. But here I'm just picking out some decorations to put on the front. I wanted some like signs that maybe displayed their specials or, you know, said something about what they have inside the bar. And then I also sized up those 1 signs that came with Get Together and put them on the exterior of the build that have like a picture of an old Tudor building. And then I sized those up and put 1 on the front and then 1 on the back. And then here I'm just putting one of the flower pots and then merging a plant into it, which I thought looked really pretty. It looks like they've planted it there, but that way you don't have to actually maintain any actual flowers. And then here I'm creating some flower boxes, and I end up putting some trees in them. I don't keep all 3 of them because once I placed a tree in each of them, it felt like it just kind of blocked the build from this side. It was a little bit too much, especially these ones. Those trees were so tall. And so what I ended up doing was just using these evergreens and then just deleted the one in the middle and then moved the other 2 closer together. And I think it looks really cute. I end up creating another one in the back of the build on the back right side, or left side, I guess, if you're looking from the back of the building. And then I use a larger tree and then size it down. And I think it looks really nice. It creates some landscaping without making it look out of place. It looks like it's supposed to be here anyways. And then right here I placed a bench, a couple of street lights that have these nice flowers hanging from them. That's another thing that I wish would update with this or change with the seasons. I don't know, maybe I'm just being picky, but that's my opinion anyways. And then I put a couple of trash cans on the exterior. There is one close to the lot too, so that's good. Sims have places to take out the trash. You know what I actually realized? I was playing in the house that I just built, which is my single mom's cottage that I shared recently, and I realized I didn't put any exterior bins. So if you did download that, I apologize. I would just put one by the back gate or something. I was like, darn it. But here I'm trying to work out the floor plan. Originally I was gonna put bathrooms like that, but I just felt like it took up like so much space of the upstairs. And so I really wanted to get kind of the floor plan figured out before I finished the exterior, especially the back of the build, because I really wanted to use that tall, I guess, bar shelf for that display that I put down on the first floor. It came with Get Together and I really wanted to use it, so I didn't want it to block any windows or anything. And then here I was gonna create like a balcony feature, which I think looks really nice, but I ended up not keeping it because I felt like the stair placement was kind of awkward, especially when I went to go decorate and furnish the downstairs. So I ended up moving it behind the bar, so you'll see that come together later on. But here I'm just picking out a bar. I ended up going with this really long one that is base game. Now a lot of the items with the whole structure of the build are basically base game and Get Together. So if you have just those two packs, just that one expansion, then you should be fine. The build should look basically the same. I do add some like extra details and like decorations because this bar is very decorated. I think it looks really cool anyways, and it's like kind of quirky and fun. But basically my point is the main structure of the build is base game and Get Together. So if you only have those two packs, then it should look basically the same, and then bars are base game, so that works out perfectly too. So don't be too worried, because it probably will say there's a lot of packs, because once we get on to the decorating, I decorated it a lot. I put so many different little like statues and paintings on the walls, and it looks pretty cool. I really like it. I kind of imagine this to be like a sports bar, and I was thinking that there's a local team with the mascot of a bear, because I do use some of those banners that came with Get Together that have the images of the bears on them, like the club banners, and so I hang a couple of those up, and I thought that was kind of like a mascot of a local team, and I thought that was kind of fun. But here I'm creating another little flower bed, which I just thought was kind of a pretty detail, and then I have those pretty plants that came from Jungle Adventure growing up the side of the turret, and I just felt like that needed some flowers or something, and I didn't want to do more window boxes of the flowers, so I felt like to just add a little bit extra detail, and I thought it was really pretty. And then on this little back porch area I put a fireplace, and I do a nice little seating area, and I also end up going in off camera, so you'll notice in the screenshot that there's one of those music stations for the street performers that came with City Living. I put one out there just behind the little patio area, and I thought that was kind of nice because you can hire a violinist or a guitarist to come and play, or if you have a sim that has a guitar or violin in their inventory, then they can go there and perform and get tips and stuff too. So I think for my save file, I'm going to try to include those a lot in community lots, just to kind of add that option, because just for the ambiance, I think of hiring a violinist, you know, just a musician, or, you know, a violinist or a guitarist. I probably don't have to say that every time, but to hire one of those and have them play in the background, I think it's just like such a nice atmosphere. I think it adds a lot. So I'm going to try to include those as much as I possibly can. Hopefully I'll find good spots in different community lots. I actually built an Old Town bridal shop in the Old Town Square of Windenburg, and I recently just updated that lot to include one, and so I'm going to include that in my save file, and I'm thinking about renovating the other two lots surrounding that area. I'll link that video. It's an old one, so the audio and quality, everything's probably terrible, but it was a really fun build to do. So I'm going to do the surrounding buildings like that one, so they kind of all match and they look like old Tudor style shopping centers. And then I'm just trying to think of what the other two should be. I'm thinking about one that should be like a nightclub bar, but I want it to look like it's several different buildings next to one another. So yeah, check out the other one if you're not exactly sure what I'm talking about, because it'll be a similar style to that one. And then another one I'm thinking about maybe like a restaurant, and I'm not sure what else should be incorporated with the restaurant. Maybe I could look like it's a couple different restaurants, but if you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know. I'm trying to make it a way that you don't have to switch in between lot types to use the venue. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything, I would love to hear it. But the back area is coming together. I got a fireplace out here with the firewood, and I thought that looked kind of nice. A couple of these more planters with the flowers in them. And then I put another sign out here, but the seating area I thought was really cute. I also go into the debug menu off camera and pull out a book to put on that little coffee table. And I think it's a mixology book, and I sized it up and I used move objects to place it freely on the counter or on the coffee table so your Sims won't actually be able to pick it up and read it. It was more for decoration, but if you actually just place it where it snaps to the spot, then your Sims can sit there and read a mixology book while they're at the bar if you would like to. And then here I'm just putting some outdoor dining, and I thought these red umbrellas were so cute. It kind of gives it cafe vibes, which would also be another cool thing to turn this lot into if you didn't want it to be a bar. I think this would make such a cute cafe. And then here I'm putting some chimneys on the roof line because there are going to be 3 fireplaces, the one outside and then 2 on the interior. Originally I had one on the first floor, but once I was like placing tables and stuff, it felt like it was just going to be way too crowded, and I felt like it just fit so much better on the upstairs. So you'll see that come together later on. But here is one of the bathrooms. It's pretty simple. There's just a toilet and a sink and a few decorations. I actually end up copying over this entire room and putting it upstairs because it's the exact same layout. So that's one of the best features. Like the size down tool and also being able to copy rooms and roofs. I use them all the time. They're so helpful. But there I am just copying over the room. Since I have move objects on, all of the items just completely overlap one another. So the ones that were on the exterior, like the windows and the flowers, I did have to go through and delete those. And here I'm just creating a herringbone pattern with this flooring that came with vampires. So pretty. I really liked that. We do have flooring that has like a herringbone pattern that came with base game, but I feel like it has kind of a weird texture to it. This one I much prefer, and since it comes in a diagonal, it's really easy to kind of create whatever pattern you want. I think you could create some really cool patterns. There's some people that use like different types of flooring, like they mix different tiles or woods or, you know, all different types of flooring together to create really pretty like mosaic patterns in like their kitchens or wherever in their builds. And every time I see somebody build like that, I'm like so amazed because I never really mess around with stuff like that. Maybe I probably should because they're so pretty, but every time I watch one, I'm like, I could never create such like a nice pattern with the different types of flooring. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's so cool. But here I'm just decorating the bar area. I think it turns out really cool, but like I said, I end up pulling it forward and then putting the staircase behind it here pretty soon anyways. But I'm just hanging up some banners. We got a couple of the bar signs in here. And then I just start pretty much decorating the walls. We get a couple of these signs so Sims know what the drinks are. And then here I was like, okay, this is looking a little bit weird. I didn't like how it was blocking the windows and I couldn't use the matching curtains. So I just create a little room back here and I just think it works out so much better. The staircase is just kind of in its weird little kind of staircase hallway, I guess is what we could call it. But I think it just works so much nicer. And yeah, I really do like it. So as far as activities down here on the first floor, there's basically just seating areas and the bar, of course. And then upstairs, I actually add a bunch of activities. Like there's a Don't Wake the Llama table, there's a card table, or it's actually another Don't Wake the Llama table. But if you don't have the Don't Wake the Llama set on there, then you can actually just play cards, which is pretty cool. And then we also got some foosball tables up there. So lots of different activities, and it was so much fun play testing it. Like my sim had so much to do. I really enjoyed it. But here I'm just getting the wallpapers all sorted out. I really liked the wallpaper with the wood paneling on the bottom and then that really cool pattern on the top. I'm not exactly sure what to call that pattern, but I felt like making it on every single wall was a bit overdone. So I found this one that matches perfectly and it's just solid wood, and I felt like it just toned it down just enough to make it, I don't know, look a bit interesting, but I thought it looked really nice anyway, so hopefully you guys like it too. But here I'm just figuring out the dining area and I pull out a couple of these games. I thought about placing them downstairs, but I'm like, there's really no room for that. And then so I just put a couple of tables out here. I think there are 4 of them. There's these 2 that have 4 chairs, and then I do 2 with 2 chairs, I think. So lots of good seating area, and then there's of course the tables outside too. So there are lots of different options, but I ended up going with these ones for the interior downstairs, and I think they just looked so perfect. I think they're all base game, if I'm not mistaken, the tables and the chairs, but they just looked so old and really rustic, and I felt like they just matched the build perfectly. perfectly. But here I'm just picking out some decorations to put on top of the tables. I wanted there to be something since the whole build is so cluttered. I felt like the tables should be too, but I didn't want to clutter them up too much. I wanted your Sims to still be able to sit and eat there, of course. So for now, I just ended up putting those menus there. I did want to use those large candlesticks with the red base, but they were so big, and then when I sized them down, then the flames in a weird location, so I didn't end up using those. Later on, I do go put some lanterns because I felt like there should be some sort of light on the table, and then I think I add one other decoration. I can't remember exactly, but here I'm just adding some jugs on these shelves on the back wall. I thought those looked really nice, and I end up adding some other decorations around them too. I think I got some I think they're olive jars, but I imagine that they were just like food that you can sit and eat. But here I am now starting to actually decorate, and I just kind of put stuff everywhere. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. Like the walls are completely filled with pictures and random stuff. I do get a dartboard down here, so there is one activity, and later on I do put the jukebox too, so your Sims can play music. There's one downstairs and then one upstairs. And yeah, I kind of just imagine that whoever owns this bar, whatever they find, whether it's at a thrift store or they get gifted to them, or whatever piece of artwork or things that they find, they just like put it on the wall, put it somewhere, find a spot for it. And it was just so much fun to do. It's just so quirky and had so much personality. Oh yeah, I do add some dog stuff in here because one of the lot traits that you can add to community lots are dog friendly. So I kind of imagined that this was a bar that you could bring your dog to, and I thought that was kind of cool. So I do actually put some food bowls in here. I'm not sure if I do it on camera. I think I do it off camera though, because I realized there was nowhere for pets to eat. I didn't actually have any Sims show up here with their pets, so I'm not sure if it works too well, but I have it on there, and I thought that was kind of a cool option. You can also make some community lots cat friendly, so I've seen some people do like cat cafes and stuff too, which is a pretty cool idea, I thought too. Maybe I could do that for the Old Town Windenburg area that I was talking about earlier. That could be kind of cool to do like a cat cafe. Let me know what you guys think about that. But here I'm just picking out some decorations for the countertops. I just put random stuff around. I really am not sure what I should say about any of this stuff because really I had no thought process, just whatever I thought looked kind of interesting and cool, and tried to add like a variety of different stuff. Statues, we got some gnomes different places, and I really just tried to find objects that I wouldn't normally use in family homes or most builds. So I think it turned out pretty cool, and it was so much fun just kind of finding all of those quirkier different objects and random things. But here I'm just putting some shelves along this wall, and I really just tried to find objects that actually snap to the shelf surface, because I mentioned in my renovation of Johnny Zest trailer how we do have a limited number of objects that actually fit on shelf surfaces, and I actually cluttered it up pretty well, I think, for that kind of limitation. You can of course use the Control-9 key to raise objects up and place them, but I've just been kind of on the hunt to find what I can actually fit on shelves. And actually, speaking of that, it's been a while, but somebody linked to me this custom content shelf that has like 200 slots or something, and then you can actually use that to place objects wherever you want them a little bit easier. And I meant to download it right away because I've seen people use it and I've been curious about it, but I haven't been sure where to find it. And unfortunately, I can't find the comment where it was shared to me. So if it was you, thank you so much. It was a great suggestion because it has been something that I've been curious about. But I did find it on Tumblr today, so I downloaded it into my game. So now I'm gonna see what I can do with it. It doesn't mark your builds for CC or anything, so don't worry, you'll still be able to download my builds from the gallery without having any issues like that. But yeah, I'm curious to see how it works and placing items wherever you would like to. So yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna be testing that out here pretty soon, so I'm excited for that. But now I'm on to the second story, and this is where I put all of the games. So we got 2 foosball tables, the Don't Wake the Llama, and then the other Don't Wake the Llama table without the set on there. And then I do have a sim place some cards on the table, and I think that's pretty cool. Other than that, I do some like seating areas, not the same as downstairs. There's no table and chairs. I just do, I think, a couple of couches and then a couple of chairs so your Sims can sit around. And then here in a little while, I actually go through and add some TVs, because that is a lot requirement of bars, is to have TVs. And I figured since this one is kind of like a sports bar in my opinion, I just sort of embraced it, because I have complained in the past about placing TVs in bars. I feel like it should be an option, not a requirement, because they do distract your Sims a lot, and then they just kind of sit here and watch TV instead of really do anything else, and it just kind of drives me crazy. So sometimes I will create a basement and then just place a TV down there so your Sims can't get to it, but this time I just embraced it. I placed like 8 TVs in here or something. Maybe not that many, but there's a couple downstairs and then a couple upstairs. And it was kind of cool though, because when I went in to play test this, some Sims just sat at the bar, and the first thing that they turned on was like a sports game. So I feel like it just worked out so well for this build. And you may have saw for a second, I tried placing some chairs in front of the fireplaces because I felt like it would be nice to have a little seating area so they could sit by the fire, but it was just going to be way too crowded. So I just put some chairs around. I ended up going with this one right here, which I thought was really pretty. It's from Vampires, and it's just such a cool couch. And I don't get to use it that often because I don't do too many like Victorian type builds, which I've been meaning to, and I've actually attempted a couple, but I'm just not that confident in Victorian styles because I'm not that familiar with them. And I have a board on Pinterest where I you know, share lots of them, or pin lots of them, I guess is what you call it. Yeah, I pin lots of them and I look at them all the time. It's something that I really want to do, and I will be renovating Forgotten Hollow as part of my recreating the worlds for my save file. So don't worry, I will have new builds in there, but it's just something that I don't, it's not like my go-to building style, but it's something I would like to become better at, or at least more confident at. Would be a lot of fun. So definitely will be doing more of that. But here I'm just continuing decorating, but like I said, I really don't know what to say about it. I'm just randomly placing objects, but I think it turns out really nice. It just looks so, just so much personality. I really do like it a lot, so I hope you guys do enjoy this too. But before we get to the end of the video, I did want to thank you guys so much for 48,000 subscribers. I just hit it yesterday, and it's really amazing. I can't believe we're getting so close to 50,000. That number is unbelievable to me. I'm really excited, and really excited for the future of the channel, and I just appreciate you all so much, and just so grateful. And I'm so happy that you guys are here, and so happy that you guys are enjoying my videos because I love making them so much, and it's just such a great thing. I'm so happy that I started doing YouTube. It's a really positive thing in my life, and I just like it so much. So yeah, I'll not be too sappy, but I just wanted to say thank you because there's so many of you guys, and it's really cool. But anyways, here I'm just placing the TVs. So I did get rid of some of these signs so I can place 2 TVs here, and then I put 2 upstairs, so 4 TVs, not 8 like I said. And yeah, that way your Sims can watch TV, watch the game, and then have a few drinks and, you know, enjoy their time with their friends. And here I was really struggling with what to put above this fireplace. I ended up going with this sign, but I try like so many different things. I think I cut that all out because really I tried everything possible. Yeah, but oh, actually no, I left it in. Here is me trying a bunch of different things, and I was like, I don't know what to put here. Nothing really looked good. Even that sign that I end up keeping doesn't look that great. I mean, it's okay though. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah, I just placed that, and then we are finished with the build. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I really thought this build was a lot of fun to do, so I hope you guys do like it too. But of course, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots. But thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!